Hello everyone, welcome to the video series of the subject Object-Oriented Programming using Java. Myself, Hemali Shah, I am working as an assistant professor in LG Institute of Engineering and Technology. In this video lecture, I am going to cover the topic UDP Network Programming. And this topic is a part of unit number 7, Collection Classes and Networking. In the previous video lecture, we have done with the connection-oriented network programming, socket programming concept using TCP. Now in this video lecture, I am going to cover connection-less network programming, socket programming concept with the user datagram protocol. Now you have already knowing that UDP is working at the transport layer that provides the connection-less mechanism. That means it provides the unreliable delivery of the data. This again you can use to provide the communication between the two applications running on the different devices connected using the network and both having the GRE, Java Runtime System. So both Java program, if you execute on the different computer, then you can execute by using the concept of UDP also. Like a TCP program definition, you can create the same definition programs by using the UDP also. So to create such a data exchange, data communication mechanism based application using UDP, there are two classes are available that provides a UDP network based socket programming mechanism, having the functions that provides basically this connection less programming, socket programming concept, network programming concept. This datagram socket and datagram packet, these two are the classes, right? So let's open this Google Chrome and open this documentation of this J2SE having this datagram socket and datagram packet classes. So here this is the documentation. You can move inside this java.net package. So I am only moving inside this java.net package. This is the java.net package classes. Now this datagram packet and this datagram socket both are used for the UDP network programming concept, right? This datagram socket basically used to send and receive the datagram packets in a network based devices. So here this datagram socket having the this many constructor, this integer port number, this single constructor we will use in our program. This basically binds your socket on the particular computer, and with the program that port will work, and the data which is received on this particular port number will that you can receive by using this socket object in your program, right? So by using this port, basically this socket will send and receive the data from the application. Now what is the use of this datagram socket object? So by using this object you can use this many functions in your application. So here this first function is that we will use is this this send and receive function that we will basically use. The send function is available with the parameter as a datagram packet. The send function having the parameter datagram packet. So to use the send function, we must have the object of datagram packet. Then and only then we can use this send function. Likewise, this receive function having the parameter datagram packet. So to send and receive, we will use these two functions, and two functions requires the object of datagram packet. That's why we will have to learn this datagram packet class also. Many other objects, many other functions are available that you can call to provide the facility. Now here this connection less mechanism, so there is no connection between client program and server program. Here all the data travel from different paths whenever you are sending the multiple data between the two applications, right? So first of all, let's move on the datagram packet. So here your data representation unit is a datagram packet. So whatever the data that you want to send and receive, first of all you have to convert into datagram packet. Then and only then you can send and receive, right? So for that, to make this datagram packet object, this many constructors are available, but we will use this two constructor, first two constructor in our program. So when you want to receive some data, you have to create the blank buffer, and it actually represented by the byte array. So this datagram packet with the blank buffer will be filled when you call the receive function, right? And whenever you want to send some data, at that time you have to fill your buffer datagram packet and buffer data with this many 4 parameters. Why this 4 parameters? So when you want to send something, you have to specify the address of the node as well as address of the program, right? So for that, and what data you want to send. So for that, this 4 parameterized constructor we will use when we want to send something from the program. This buffer array, byte array, represent our data in form of byte array. This length specifies the length of our data. This inet address is a parameter which specifies the address on which node's IP address on which I want to send some data. This port number specifies on which particular program, or we can say the port number I want to send this data. So these two constructor we will use, and after receiving the data, you can call this function to know the data, to know the length of the data which is received, to get the port number, by using which port number you are receiving the data. You can get the inet address. That address is a function that returns the inet address object. So when after filling the data inside the datagram packet, you can view this all the information from the datagram packet, right? So let's move forward in our presentation. Now moving forward in it, let's perform the UDP socket program that sends one string to other program, and other program should receive that data which is sent, right? So let's open this NetBeans first to perform this program. So here this is the NetBeans. Now inside the NetBeans, let's create a new project, Java application, UDP demo, UDP socket programming demo. Now inside the source package, just create the new Java class UDP sender. Here again there will be a cross code. This is the sender program. Instead of telling server and client in UDP, generally we are telling the sender and receiver program. This sender program wants to send some data. For that, it must know the receiver's IP address as well as receiver's port number, right? Now here you just need to create the PSVN, because these two programs you have to run. That's why in both the program you have this public static void main, right? Now inside this program, first of all you have to bind the current program socket on some port number. Say for the example, this sender program's port number, sender's port number I am specifying as a 8001, right? You can use any port number. It should be free on your computer. First of all create the object of datagram socket ds equals to new datagram socket. Here we have to use this particular port number to create this socket object. This is the sender program's port number, right? Now to send the data, what data you have to prepare. So say for the example, to call this send function, this ds.send function require the parameter as a datagram packet. So for that I have to create the datagram packet. This dp I can create by using 4 parameters. This 4 parameterized constructor I will use, this inet length. Now for that I have to create buffer, port, then I have to create the length of our data, then address of the receiver's program and address of the receiver's port, right? Receiver program's port. So let's make this all the data to build this object. First of all I want to send the data like this. I am server sender. This data I want to send. So first of all, you have to convert this into byte array, because this only accept the parameter as a byte, right? So first convert this data into byte. For that byte array, and I want to get this data as in buffer, right? So buffer I am making as an object name. Then convert your data string into byte. Get bytes is a function. Get bytes is a function that actually returns your string into byte array. Now I just want to send this data to particular receiver's IP address. So that address you can specify by using the object of inet address class, right? Now inet address class, this is the address of receivers. So receiver address I am making as a parameter. You cannot build the object of inet address, so you just need to use the built-in function in a inet address that are static, right? Inet address get by name. Now where is your receivers? What is the IP address of receivers programs computers IP address? You need to specify over here. Here I am running this both the program on the local machines, that's why I am specifying here localhost, or you can specify here 127.127.0.0.1, right? Or if you are using the different IP address, different machines, and if you are running your receiver program on another computer, you can specify the IP address of your receiver's program, right, over here. Now after making the object of inet address, you need to specify the integer receiver's port number. So receiver's program I will start on I8002, say for the example. So here this receiver's port number I have to store over here. So this buffer, then I can use here buffer.length is a length is a property of array. Then instead of address I have to use the variable name receiver's address, and this receiver's port number I can use over here, receiver's port number, right? So this by using these four parameters I can make the object of datagram packet. Now after making the object of datagram packet, you can call the send function of datagram socket. Now don't forget to handle this many checked exception. So just I'm making this all the codes inside this try catch, and I'm just putting this super level class exception over here. You can use the tool also if you don't want to write this try catch with yourself, right? Error I'm just printing over here, right? So it will remove your all the compile times errors. Now I'm just formatting this code, right? So after sending, you can print like this: sout send success, right? This is a message I'm printing, and there say for the example I am running this program, what it's showing me. I'm just going to run, and it's showing me this send success, but where this data will go? There is no receiver program, so this data will not be received and it will travel in a network, and after timeout period it actually going to loss, right? So here what do you mean by unreliable delivery? So if receiver is not ready to receive the data, your data, you will see the message like send done successfully, but actually there is not received by your receiver program, right? So here first of all we have to run the receiver program. For that, let's make the UDP receiver program. Receiver. So this in the receiver program you have to do the same thing. So I'm just going to copying this thing. You need to do all the things very common. Write this code into PSVM public static void main. Inside this public static void main, first of all create the port for the receiver program. Receiver port number is 8002. This program will start on the 8002. Now just create the datagram socket on the receiver's port number, right? Receiver's port number. Now this data I don't want. Now what you just need to call the function receive, because it's going to receive the program. Now before receiving is a waiting function, so you can write like this: out ready to receive, ready to receive. This message you can print, because this program is a waiting function. This function is a waiting function. So your program will wait after calling this function until some data will be not received on this particular port number, right? So to call this receive function, you must have the datagram packet object. So for that, you just need to use the two parameterized constructor, this buffer and buffer length. So here you have to make the blank buffer by using the concept of array creation. So just create the array, that blank array buffer. Here you just need to specify the buffer length also. So here I am making a blank buffer of 1024 byte. You can specify 512, 516 bytes also, that is no problem. But specify the buffer length such that it can receive all the data. This is sent by the server program, right? Sender program. So after receiving the data, you can, if you are going to observe this buffer will be filled. So this buffer you just need to convert into string first. So string data you can convert like this. There is a constructor in a string class that accept the byte array as a parameter, and that converts your byte array into string, and you can now print that received this data D, right? So here you just need to run first this program, receiver program first, because in the receiver program receive is a waiting function. So this program will wait until sender send, until sender not send any data, right? So just I am going to run this program. So here you will get the output ready to run, ready to receive. Now after getting this message ready to receive, you just need to run this program. See here, send successfully. Now you can open this client program from here, and you can get this data that is sended by the sender program, right? Now you can make this same program, this program after sending this, it waits to receive something. So here you just need to write the receiving code, receive code that you have written inside the receive program, and you can make the chat application by only writing this send and receive code when you require to send and when you require to receive. And here you just need to write the sending code. So if you want to make an application that send back the echo back the data that is sended by the other program, that you can make by cross copying this code. And make this variable with the different variable name, and you just need to copy this many part in the sender program over here. Just change the variable names, right? And from the sender program, the sending this is the sending code. The sending code you can copying over here, and you can make the echo message program by using this UDP, right? So this is all about the UDP programs. So here you just need to use these two classes only to make any application, datagram socket and datagram packet, right? You can build lots of programs by using this logic. Here you just need to decide what data you want to send from the client program, and what data will be received by the server, and what process will be done by the server program, right? So here I am going to end this session now. Thank you for watching this video, and this is the end of unit number 7, right? So in the next video lecture I will start the new unit. Thank you for watching it. Thank you all of you.